So this is an interesting video I'm going to do. Am I multilingual or bilingual or trilingual? The truth is I am not. I wish I was there because I'm a half Indian, I'm mixed race, and I wish I knew Punjabi maybe, I wish I knew some other language, because when I go in town centres and stuff, I go in Swindon or whatever, I'm walking around the shops, I see so many, or hear so many people speaking another language, and I'm thinking, that's obviously, you obviously understand English at least, you obviously can speak English, but a lot of people know fluently a second or third language. You know, obviously fair enough, and they come from a different country. I think it's good. I think it's good to learn a second or third language. I think it really makes you flexible, because there's a lot of people, you know, English is the most spoken language in the world. It's not, you know, it's not the most common first language, but it's overall, I think it's the most spoken language in the world, or at least the most understood. But yeah, I think people have got to realise that you know, it's a good thing to be flexible like this. When you go to different countries and everything, if you go on a holiday or something and you can speak a different language, that's very useful. And I think even in, like, you know, in Swindon or whatever now, obviously it's a big town, almost 250,000 people live here. It's not surprising that you get a lot of different backgrounds, you know, Eastern European, black people, Indian people, Asian people. It's to be expected, of course, it's fine. But I'm just saying, you know, obviously with that comes a lot of people who speak multiple languages, and that's fine as well. But it just really puts into perspective, because why I'm saying this is because I've lived in a village most of my life. I lived in Burbage and Ramsgate. I've lived in villages most of my life. So the last year and a half of living in a big town like this is really put into perspective for me, you know, I suppose both the world and the community that you get from going into a big town or a city. And it's interesting, because I wouldn't say I'm jealous of people who speak another language. I wish I was. Like I said, I'm mixed race. I'm half Indian. So I do wish perhaps I knew Punjabi a little bit, or maybe even Spanish maybe, because I always consider myself part Spanish a little bit. If you watch my football video, I did a video about football clubs I support about a year ago. I just want to mention it a bit there, why I support Ibiza Town FC. But yeah, I think it's good. I think it's a good thing to be in this way. I think it's a good thing to be be able to speak different languages, and it kind of puts you on like a level playing field a little bit. It makes you it ups your game a little bit. It kind of makes you a bit more important. It kind of makes you feel good. It makes you feel like, oh my god, I know English. I think it's good to speak different languages. I wish I spoke two. I was learning Spanish at school. I did GCSE Spanish, because you know, obviously I like a bit of Spanish. We can go up to the Spanish girl and she can teach me the language, she teaches me other things as well. Wish I kind of knew it a bit. I knew the language a bit. It's inevitable. Yeah, of course I wish I did. So, but sometimes you can't help the languages you learn and the languages that you want to sort of, you know, go forward with. So I think that's a key thing to mention as well. You know, sometimes, you know, languages people learn is because that's where they're brought up. People were brought up to learn a certain language, and they had to learn English when they came here, because so many people migrate here. I was even looking online recently. There was this girl from Ukraine called Sofia Volikov or something. She's 21, she's 22. She did like a 600-mile walk from here to Scotland. She's like, and she came over here. She had to go through 4 countries just to get to Swindon. That's the thing. It's crazy, isn't it? You think, oh god, Swindon's not too much, not really much of a big deal. Just Swindon. I'm not going to compare Swindon to London or New York or anything. But people from Ukraine are coming all the way over to a place like Swindon to actually get a host and actually get a room. This is why it's really strange. Like, Swindon's got a lot more to offer than you think. I was born here, but I wouldn't really think that much about Swindon. But there's more to it than meets the eye. I mean, thousands of cars go through Swindon every day and everything, so you can understand it's quite a big town. It's more of a focal point and more of a sort of a hub than I realised. I never realised this. It was this much. But yeah, people from Ukraine travelling through 4 or 5 countries just to get to Swindon of all places. Like, oh, you can imagine. Like I said, that's what my ancestors did. You know, on my dad's side of the family, my Indian ancestors, they came from India and they migrated to, initially it was up north, and then they came down to Swindon. So it's like, of course, like I said, my dad, he's bilingual. He speaks Punjabi and English. He speaks and understands both. So he's bilingual. His first language was actually Punjabi. Then he learned English, and he can speak English better than most as well. He's very fluent, and he doesn't even have an Indian accent at all. He's completely fluent in English, just with a regular English accent. So I don't think he even had an Indian accent because he was born in this country. But yeah, so my dad's very good with that. I wish he could teach me Punjabi a little bit, but honestly, I'd rather learn maybe Spanish. I'd rather learn, because I don't know if Punjabi, I don't know. I'd rather learn maybe a more common language, because Punjabi is a common, but I mean, I don't know really. But it's interesting. Do I wish I was bilingual? You bet I wish I was bilingual. Multilingual, trilingual, yeah. I'm always sort of thinking about it, and yeah. Oh well, maybe one day.